How's it going, everyone? We're here to check out the top skins submitted to the workshop this week. And in case you're new, that does not mean all of these skins are going to become for sale. It just means these are potential skins that the developers will choose from. You'll have to tune in on Thursday to see which 8 or so skins got put into the game. And that's quite a small number compared to all the amazing submissions there are. So I know a lot of people are disappointed every week because, you know, there's some cool stuff. So yeah, that's just kind of what's going on there. So first up, we've got a burlap set, and with the new update coming out, we've got the ocean update and fishing and stuff like that. So we've got a burlap fishing set for you. This one is got a burlap shirt and trousers and then a boonie hat. You can see there's lots of little details to it. Really like the mesh and how it kind of looks on the burlap. Kind of fits it quite well. And then if we come up here to the hat, you can see there's like a little fish on it and some hooks and so forth. Definitely quite cool. Next, we've got another Fisherman set for you, but this is a hoodie and pants and boonie hat. So yeah, that's a little bit different. It also has much brighter kind of colors to it. So you've got this light blue plaid shirt underneath and lots of colorful kind of like fishing, lures and there's all sorts of little stuff there. Not too much going on at the back. And then we've got quite a few different little hooks and baubles and bobbers, etc. Next up, we've got the lightweight gloves, and, well, road sign gloves, I should say, and they look absolutely amazing. That lightweight metal idea really pans off with the gloves quite well, I think. Definitely looks very good. We go ahead and go into here. We can do a little up and a little down. There you go. You can see them quite well. There we have it. Next, we got a couple high qual sets for you, starting out with this one right here. This is the Breakers X Invaders face mask. It's a crossover by the Base Invaders and the Space Invaders set. So there you go. You can see a little bit from each of them there, and it's definitely a really cool looking little crossover. Definitely see a lot of people really digging the vibe of this. And then usually when we have like kind of like skull armors, it's usually kind of like dark colors, and this is very bright and light, and it's very different from the other stuff. Next up, we've got a very spooky set for you. This is the Death Metal HQM set by Cubis. And you can say it just has this immense amount of detail to it, but not a whole lot of variation in color. But I don't know, it kind of works with how it goes here, you know? Got this massive skull on the chest. On the back, you've got some, spine and ribs. Then you got these little ribs that go all the way along the top of the hat. And then you've got this crazy face mask. Definitely a lot of work went into the sculpting here. Very, very cool looking design. Alright, next up we've got our deployable, starting out with the fish bag. There it is. I mean, it's exactly what you'd expect. A very goofy fish bag. And look at that mouth. Gotta love it. It's something that fits right into that set. Next, I don't know what's up with our camera there. But next up, we've got a furnace for you. And this one here is meant to kind of look like a castle on top of the sea. So definitely a very cool little idea there. And then as you'll see when it turns on, it kind of has like a little dripping, it's not even like dripping, it's more like light coming through the cracks in the stone, which is really cool. And you can see it even better at night, of course. Next, we've got the next part of the Neon box sets, number 15, which is charcoal. And yeah, I actually got some feedback from Hulk on this, and he said he didn't like the color, and he rather it say charcoal or char or something instead of just coal. So yeah, it looks like it may get some changes to a darker color or something, or maybe he'll change his mind. We'll see it this week. We'll just have to see. Next, over here, we've got a continuation with the Oversea set. And whoa, there is something going on with my stuff today, guys. Sorry about that. But yeah, we've got that big old scary Viking on the top of it here. And it's got a glowing and a non-glowing version, so we'll be sure to show you that. Next, we've got a continuation in the Shippy set with a little submarine box. this would be the Submarine or Subby storage box. So definitely very cool. Everyone likes the shippy set, so I can see this one being popular. Next, we've got another submarine storage box for you. This one is just straight up called the Submarine Pressurized Box. And yeah, you can see some pipes with a valve on it there, and the whole thing's modeled after the actual duo submarine, which is really cool. It's always nice when artists take something out of the game and then make it into something else, which is quite cool. Next, we've got a refrigerator for you. This one is the sushi fridge with all the fish coming in. Why not, right? Makes sense. You know, this is where you're going to store all your fish. There's a big old Rust combat knife with some giant sushi on a cutting board. You gotta love the giant cutting boards on the sides. And then you got like a little neon sushi sign on the bottom of the fridge, which is quite cool as well. Next, we've got a rug for you, and this one is all themed after the update. We've got the submarine, and there's the new torpedo and a shark. Unfortunately, we don't have some of those other sea creatures, which would be quite cool. But you can see someone up here in the corner, chilling in their floaty with a boombox, cargo, and the scrap heli. All sorts of stuff are just going on. Definitely a very cool little themed rug, and you gotta love the teeth on the side, which I think just really brings it together. Next, we've got a wooden door for you, and this one is all about love and peace. It is the Peaceful Wooden Door by Kiva, and it has a glowing and non-glowing version. The glow has this little light up there that really just kind of illuminates nicely at night, and of course is also on the back of the door, so we'll be sure to show that at the end as usual. Next, over here, we've got a submarine door for you by M. Demon, and again, you always gotta love it when they take literal designs from the game and translate them into cool skins, and this one just looks really great for the update. Next, we've got some more artistic stuff for the ocean with this beautiful glowing jellyfish right here. This is the Blacklight version 2 by Slimeface, and is definitely a very cool little oceany door. Next, we've got another scene for you. This one is the Spearfishing Door by Mishka, and you can see there's a guy here ready to spearfish that shark. One of the new subs is in the background. Definitely brings together what the next update is going to be. Then over here, we've got this very tiny shark swallowing a very large looking woman. I love the proportions on this. It just makes it hilarious. It honestly just screams Rust. And yeah, this little shark neon door is definitely very funny and cool. Next, we got something a little weird, but it's definitely cool, so I wanted to show you. This seems something more appropriate for like Easter or Valentine's Day or something with chocolate. I mean, I don't see what chocolate has to do with the Ocean update at all, but hey, one way or another, this door was so cool because each of the chunks of chocolate has a different Rust item engraved into it, and I just thought that was really creative. But yeah, definitely probably would have been a better time, different time of the year. Next over here, we've got a continuation in the glowing sun panel door. I almost called it solar panel. It's sun panel. And yeah, the double door just looks really nice. The neon comes together at night, or the glow tubes, I should say. It's more of like a fluorescent than it is a neon. But yeah, definitely very nice addition. Then we got some garage doors for you. Starting out with this one right here is your fishing gear. It's all bright and neon-y. This is the fishing gear door by Milo, and yeah, it's just all bright and ready for that fishing update. Then over here we've got a version 2 of the Leviathan garage door by Stabby and I believe B3D. And yeah, they've done some updates here and there. The artwork definitely looks a lot better, and sub's been updated, some little things added here and there in details, and definitely fits the update. Makes me hope there may be a giant squid we don't know about one day. Next, we've got another version 2 for you. This is the Hypnotic Steel garage door, and yeah, it's seen a complete revamp of the color design. It definitely isn't just a solid color anymore. It has kind of like a pearlescent kind of effect, so for, kind of like you can see depending on how the light hits it. Like this side looks more blue. This side it kind of looks a little more purpley. So yeah, it just kind of depends on how the light hits it. Next, we've got a continuation in the Bone Cage set with the Bone Cage garage door by Anathan here. And yeah, it's pretty much everything you expect. A wooden looking garage door with giant bones all tied together in the front of it. I can imagine if we could do sound effects to skins, which would be really cool, by the way, this would have like a bone clunking noise of bone against wood and rope. Next, we've got some cool art. We've got a very angry bean can grenade. And yeah, it looks like it's ready to cause you some problems. This is the garage door, bada boom. Yep, definitely think that fits it quite well. Now, the roller is a little bit plain, but the rest of it is just really cool art. So definitely, I can see a lot of people liking this one. Last for our deployables, we have a Zen Labs door for you. This one is the Zen Labs Armor Door by Morpheus, and yeah, it just has this really kind of clean cut look. Again, it's using some of the markings from game, so it's always nice to see some lore implemented there with the Zen Labs. Definitely a very, very clean cut door, and I could see a lot of people liking it for the sheer fact of that. Let's go ahead and kill lights. Take a look at our glowy skins. Our first ones over here are going to be, boom, look at that glow right there. How cool is that? Definitely love that. And the neon is always really nice. The fluorescent there, like I said, just really looks cool. Love that for navigating in my base. Then we've got our little neon shark. Beautiful on that spear door. There's that jelly. Little lights on the submarine. Here's that peace door. And of course the little neon, the front of the fridge. If we head all the way down here, we got the glow on this box here. This is definitely a very faint glow, you know, not overpowering. And like I said, the color will most likely change on this box as per Hulk's request. So this will probably be more of like a grayer color or something like that, I guess. And last, we've got that castle furnace. Look at that. Definitely really neat with the light poking through the cracks. Very well done. Alright, let's move on to tools and weapons. And starting off, we've got this low poly rock for you. It definitely looks like it's something straight up taken out of like, I don't know, some kind of Minecraft clone like Cube World or something like that. I don't know, if anyone remembers that game even. But yeah, definitely a very creative thing. You can see a lot of people loving the stylized look of the low poly rock, for sure. Next, we've got something real creative. It's a bowling ball rock. And yeah, this bowling ball may be a little lopsided, but I think you can still do it. And this makes me really want bowling in Rust now. I mean, how cool would it be to go bowling in your disco club or something, right? Who knows, maybe the next party update we get, right? Next, we've got several bows for you. Starting out right here, we've got this one with a little skull and some purpley colors. This is the Your Death bow by Fresh. Aiming down the sides here, you can see the death part right there, and there's like a bone cross and some more skulls. Next, we've got a more clean kind of design to a bow for you. This is the Metal Waves bow by Ideal. And yeah, you can see it definitely has kind of like that little metal waves. Nice kind of like reflectiveness to it. And then we've got, what? Another bow, you bet. This one has more of a kind of naturally hand-carved look to it. This is the Force Hunter's bow by Shia. And yeah, you can see it has this nice carving, kind of just, you know, simple green rope to it. Definitely very nice little carving there. Then we've got a continuation in the Night Hunters set for you with the Night Hunters bow. So this one has a glowing and a non-glowing version. And it's usually kind of like a little subtle glow, which we'll of course show you at the end of the video here. Next up, we've got a Crossy for you, and yeah, this one's got all sorts of a drip all over it. This is the Puffy Crossbow by Hatson, and yeah, you can see went back and changed the whole crossbow to have kind of like a puffy, kind of like padded look to it, and then the whole thing just has like a drip of paint over it. You can see it a lot better once you zoom in here. You can see the puffiness kind of effect to it. Definitely makes it really unique. It's not just kind of putting a drip of paint over it. Also did something to the physical body of the gun, which makes the skin much more unique. Next, we've got a couple DBs for you. Starting out with this one right here, and this one has some mean carvings into it, some, you know, pretty sharp shapes. This is the Double Barrel Kill Razor by Diaz. And yeah, I think that name fits it quite well. Aim down the sights here. You've got a studded out screwdriver with some electrical tape and 2 skulls. Go ahead and pop a reload. There we have it. Next, we've got another DB for you, and this one is fancy in gold. This is the Golden Double Barrel by Little Ranger, and whoop, wrong button there. And as you can see, it's got kind of like a ivory-looking handle or so. So it's kind of marbled more, actually. It looks more marbled to me than ivory. But you get the idea. We've got marble and gold, and it's all sorts of fancy. Aiming down the sides here. Yeah, you can definitely see it looks more like a marble there. And then we'll go ahead and pop a reload. It would be hard to kind of find ivory and rust, right? Not like we got elephants. Like that even matters. One way or another. We've got a python for you next. And yeah, this one has kind of like a gray camo kind of thing going on. And then you can see it's got some like radioactive symbol there. Aiming down the sights, it's not too much going on. You got a little bit of the green, but I feel like a little more work maybe on the sights could have been done there. That's something that people really care about, so you always got to think about that. But this is the Stealth Line Python. And yeah, definitely kind of a neat little camo idea to it. Next, we've got a DB. We don't always see too many of these. And this one here has this very kind of like tribal look to this. It is the Mandela Pump Shotgun. And yeah, there you go. I did notice there's that floating piece right there. So if you're the artist watching this, you might want to fix the shotgun shell. That sneaks its way back in there sometimes. And if you aim down here, it almost looks like the design has 2 little fox faces kind of going on there. But, you know, everyone translates what they see there one way or another. Next in this group, we've got a SAR for you, and, well, this one is themed right after the submarine. This is, of course, the Submarine Star. I mean, you know, pretty straightforward. It's just rusty like the subs itself. Aiming down the sights here, you've got kind of like a rusty tip versus the yellow rusty area there. And we'll do a little reload for you. Next up, we've got a Thompson for you. And this is part of the Hooligan set, so of course it is the Hooligan Thompson. It kind of has like a red camo, but kind of like very clean cut kind of thing. I feel like this is a very esports looking kind of gun, you know? Especially once you look at the sights here, it's got these kind of like green neon tip versus the bright red. Very different there. It is not a glowing sight, because I know that's the first thing people are going to ask. Moving on, and speaking of not glowing, this does not glow at all, just looks like it. It's a continuation in the Toxic Wolf set, so if you didn't know that before, it's going to just continue to be like the rest, bright but not glowing. And yeah, it's pretty much everything you can expect from the set. Got some nice little rubber grips and lots of toxic drips. Aiming down the sights there, you can see some more. And it's kind of the iron with that toxic kind of ring around it. Nothing too much, and then just the black tip to the sight. Next, we've got another MP5 and his V2 of the bombing MP5. And it looks like they've gone with that giant skull on the side there. It looked really badass on the other skin. So I think, hey, maybe this might be what gets it in. A lot of people definitely liked it, and I could see that. But it would be kind of cool if each one had its own kind of graffiti design instead of just the same one. We'll have to see how Hulk feels about it one way or another. This one would sell like crazy, I'm sure. Aiming down the sights here, not too much going on, just kind of the normal silver sights. And there goes a reload. Next, we've got an AK for you, and, well, with the sharks coming in, you can expect a lot of sharks. So this one straight up looks like an AK that someone, you know, found themselves painted by hand in-game and then drew a shark on, and I really love that kind of look to it. And the cartoon shark is quite fun. Aiming down the sights, you can see the same shark there kind of as like a logo, and some kind of rusty-crusty red and iron tip sights. Next, we've got another Shark AK, and this one has more of a clean look with more of a kind of like painted graffiti kind of vibe going on with the big old shark, and a little bit of a pirate thing going on with the skull and crossbones and the Jolly Roger. So there you go. Boom. There's a reload, and as you can see, it's kind of like an aqua-colored sight. Next in this group, we've got another kind of hand-painted stylized AK. This one is the AK47 Old Fish by Cody. As you can see, it kind of has like an old fish spine, and the fish head with the little cross eye. Tail is the shovel handle, you know, the stock. Definitely is quite cool. It looks like something someone would have made by hand, and you kind of have like a crusty golden sight there to aim in on. Last for this group, we've got two LRs for you. The first one here is a continuation in the comics set. So, of course, is the comics LR, and this one says press fire with some little fire on the side. They all have kind of like their own little unique little thing on there. And then you've got the to pay respect there on the back of the stock, which is funny. Even down the sides here, you've got a little smiley face kind of drawn on. And yeah, the simplicities of this just kind of really, you know, a lot of people love it. Next, we've got a fancier looking LR for you. This one kind of has like a tech vibe to it. This is the LR300 Collapse by Cirque. And yeah, definitely love how it looks a little beat up, but also kind of like has that kind of techie look to it, you know, that gold trim. Aiming down the sides here, you've got some kind of, it's not really a gold. It's kind of like a dirt tan, kind of, I don't know, versus the white. Go ahead and do a reload there. And last but not least, we got an M2 for you, and it looks like it's going to be part of the To Space set. Yes, this is the Space Raiders M249. There you got the big old 2-space and all the cute little art that you can expect from the set. Even has the kind of like denim stitch thing on the back of the stock, which is cool. You can even see the stitches when aiming down, and then look at those blue rings, and yeah, I just love the little blue details to the sides. Very, very cool. Pop a reload. And there we have it. So that is going to do it, guys. Sound off down in the comment section below which ones you are hoping for the most. And leave any kind of feedback you can. I'll try to get to the right people as always. And I always enjoy your guys' opinions on here. So please leave them. Thanks for watching. Stay rusty. And we'll see you on Thursday for the huge wipe and to see which skins got in.